I came to know about Marrow from my seniors. It had been recommended by a lot of seniors. So I decided to try it out. And I took question bank and test series of Marrow. And the question bank has been really helpful because as I was going on doing my subjects, I used to, like, after reading every topic, I used to solve questions from that topic. So in that, I got to know what are the areas where I am lacking. There's something I would like to share with you, something which has kept me motivated throughout my 5.5 years of MBBS. It was like in one of the initial few days of my MBBS when a faculty in anatomy told us one day, never compare your life to that of your friends who are in other professions, because you have the joy of doing something which they can't, and that is saving lives. And that is something which has kept me motivated throughout MBBS. And I got a real feel of this when we had a rural posting wherein there was a baby got delivered and he was not crying, and I had the chance of resuscitating that baby. And when that baby started crying, the feeling which I had, I cannot describe it in words, but it is like one of the best feelings in the world, trust me. Hello friends, I am Aakansha. I am currently doing my internship at AIIMS New Delhi. I am a Marrow Plan B user. I joined Marrow in January this year at the beginning of my internship. Currently, I've scored rank 1 in AIIMS November 2019 PG entrance examination, and after this I would like to pursue MD medicine at AIIMS. It's been like a dream come true. It's truly been like a dream come true for me. I feel extremely privileged to be able to share my study strategy with you guys, and I'll feel really happy if my advice is able to help you out. So I'll just share what my study strategy was. So I basically started my preparation in the third year when I made my notes from all the subjects, which I would later use during my internship for my revision. But having said that, actually your preparation starts right from first year when you enter MBBS and you have your classes to attend and your textbooks to read. So try, when you get into MBBS, try reading your standard textbooks, which will help you with your concept building. And trust me, like, reading review books doesn't really help you with concept building, but when you read the standard textbooks, you'll really enjoy reading the subject itself. So that is very important, so that you can start right from first year. And as far as PG preparation is concerned, I started my preparation in the third year when I attended foundation batch coaching, and there I used to make my notes, but I did not really read them after coming back because I wanted to relax for a bit in my third year, and my focused preparation for PG entrance started at the beginning of my internship, wherein I joined test and discussion, and I used to make sure I follow the schedule of test and discussion for every subject so that I did not exceed my time that was allotted for each subject. And if I left something in between in a subject, then I used to think I'll do it later on when I have time. So I tried to complete all my subjects, my first reading of every subject by August end, and after that I did a second revision for all subjects. And towards the end of as the exams were approaching in the last, like, November beginning, I gave a lot of tests, which was really helpful. Because giving tests makes you realize what your weak points are, what are the areas where you need to really work hard on. Also, you get a hang of how to answer questions, how to manage your time. These things are very important in the exam setting, where you have only 3 hours, and those 3 hours are going to decide what is going to happen, what is your future is going to be like. So it is very important to give tests, a lot of tests, revise previous year's papers. That would be really helpful. I came to know about Marrow from my seniors. It had been recommended by a lot of seniors. So I decided to try it out. And I took question bank and test series of Marrow. And the question bank has been really helpful because as I was going on doing my subjects, I used to, like, after reading every topic, I used to solve questions from that topic. So in that, I got to know what are the areas where I am lacking. So after finishing off each topic, I used to solve the questions from the question bank. And test series was really helpful towards the end of my preparation wherein I could give tests and I could compare myself with other people who were also preparing for AIIMS. Also, I got to know my weak points, how to manage time. My favorite feature about Marrow was the feature of bookmarks, wherein whatever question you thought was, yeah, this is really important, I should save it, you could save it and you could glance through it. When you're revising, you could just glance through all those important points. Also, Marrow Pearls was really helpful. It used to come up with all the updates which are happening in the world of medicine. And Marrow also allows you the feature of using custom modules, wherein you can decide what kind of questions, what subjects you want to include in those modules, what level of questions do you want to according to your level of preparation. You can decide if you want a tough level or an easier paper. It gives you the convenience of deciding that. One more thing which I really appreciate about Marrow is that the answers are extremely reliable. Like, they have all the references from all the standard textbooks, which was really great. Like, because when you're preparing for PT, you get for the same question from different sources. If you see, there'll be different answers, but Marrow answers were really reliable. And they always had references from standard textbooks, which I personally found really great. For practicing my MCQs, I mostly relied on Marrow Question Bank, which is pretty complete in itself. I did not really need to refer to any other source for any of the subjects. Most of the subjects were pretty comprehensively covered in the question bank, so I didn't really need to do that. I covered around 600 modules in the question bank. Marrow test series, I think, while you're covering the subjects, you can do the subject-wise test simultaneously at the end of your subject, so that would be really helpful. And grant tests, I think a good idea would be to start giving grant tests when you've completed like around out of 15 out of 19 subjects, so that you don't feel depressed ki you don't know anything from that subject. So when you've covered majority of your syllabus, then it would be a good time to start giving grant tests. Maybe 2 grant tests in a month is a great idea towards the end of your preparation. Also, while revising, first of all, I think after giving a grant test, it is a good idea to review all the questions in the grant test, even those that you've answered correctly, because some of them might be questions that you've guessed and you don't really know the answers to. Also, Marrow offers you the feature of marking questions that you've guessed, so that they tell you how much you can score just by guessing if you're making smart guesses or not. So that feature I really liked. And so it is a good idea after giving a test to go through all the answers, not just the ones which you got incorrect, and you can always review them later on, the ones that you got incorrect. For people who are preparing for AIIMS, my advice would be to just be sincere and have a vision in mind. Find something that motivates you really. And I think in the end, it is sincerity which always pays off. So your hard work will never go to waste. Just stay focused on your goal. Don't deviate from your goal. So Marrow was my primary source for solving questions, and it's been really helpful. I would like to thank, first of all, I'd like to thank my family members who've been my constant source of support during this year. They had more faith in me than I had in myself. So I am extremely grateful to them for the support. Also, my friends and seniors at AIIMS who've been able to help me unwind while I was studying. My seniors for providing me the guidance which I required during my preparation, providing me a source of motivation. I'm extremely grateful to these people in my life.